Well, what's up, guys? This is Virgo Deride. Welcome to episode 10.5 of Training with Virgo. We are at 10 episodes. I can't believe it. Today we're actually going to talk about mind games. One of the most important things in any game, but especially in Dragonball Xenoverse. Mind games is basically it's 40% of the game. It's 40% of the way to defeat your opponent. What you have against somebody when you use your mind games, if they are very monotonous in their strategy and you are not, and you have change-ups and you have things that they have to worry about, you pretty much have the win, even if they are spamming. But the main people that mind games are actually for are people who do try to read you, and maybe their analytical skills aren't as good as yours. Maybe they're not as quick on the uptake as you are, but mind games are important. So let's get into how do you do mind games. As you know, we went over reads. If you haven't gone over the reads or any of Training with Virgo, please go over Training with Virgo. What you want to do with your mind games in order to initiate them is basically start out with one strategy and then completely switch over to your main strategy. Now, my main strategy, honestly, is to hit people with the Shining Slash combo. So what I normally do is I'll initiate a Shining Slash into an Orin combo, which does a lot of damage, does a great deal of damage, and it instills fear into my opponent's heart. So once my opponent fears that combo, they're going to try to avoid the teleport from Shining Slash, at which point I'm going to switch up and no longer fully charge Shining Slash and just shoot it out at random intervals. Sometimes I may not even do Shining Slash at all, and then when they're comfortable with avoiding the new strategy that I put in place, I immediately go back to Shining Slash to throw off their timing. That is one of the ways I do mind games. Another way, one of my favorite ways to mind game somebody, is to, as soon as I get one bar of key, I break out I just do a burst rush, a random burst rush. They see the burst rush happen, and when you see somebody with a counter, you tend to get worried. You tend to not want to rush in as much, and then I take advantage of the fact that they don't want to rush in. It's literally cutting off certain aspects of the game that they might have. It is very easy to do. However, in the heat of battle, it gets kind of difficult to process all of this information at once. So something you guys need to do is go over your super moves, not your ultimates, your super moves, and figure out how to game somebody into getting trapped with at least one of those attacks. So using Shining Slash and Burst Rush, I'm able to basically force my opponent on a defensive. Once they are on a defensive, I can use Orin combo or Hawk Charge to pretty much draw them in, deal a little damage, and make them continue to think. Once they get impatient, I Burst Rush again. And then when they think they're going to get impatient and they think I'm going to Burst Rush, so they charge in and double back, I do Hawk Charge, which usually tends to catch somebody who is boost dashing near you. So mind games like that will help you beat an opponent. A lot of times when you break out a longer combo against somebody, they get scared. So when you're breaking out your combos against people, they tend to not want to fight you up front, and they change up their strategy. So at that point, you have to change up into yet another strategy. So if they're going to run away, you have to make sure you have some type of move or some type of strategy equipped that almost always gets a running opponent or a scared opponent. When you have an opponent that is countering a lot and doing things like that, you basically just have to bait out the counter. That's how you mind game them. Once you game them into countering, you just wait their counter out and then attack them. That's generally how it goes. Now, this is not just specific mind games for you guys, but I want you guys to think about how to force your opponent into changing up their strategy in fear of something that you might do. So this goes back into reads, this goes back into into forcing your opponent to over and under commit. And once you get these reads and you force your opponent to over and under commit, they will never know what you're doing because you've played so many mind games with them. So if you guys found any of this information useful, please like, comment, subscribe. Get out there and try to game your opponent. That's how you win games. It's all mental. So remember, guys, my life is a chip in your pile. I hope you found this information useful. I really do. Like groceries. Peace out.